So in comment to the last recording about house rules, you're welcome as a guest. It's understood the guest will not keep the house rules, only temporarily. There are lighter rules for a guest because they're temporary. If you stay, you must embrace the house rules. If you are a guest, well, we're gracious. You drink the water that you're meant to rinse your hands in, as Queen Victoria found with some visiting dignitary. Well, we can tolerate that because you're a guest. But of course the members of the household wouldn't normally do this. We only do it to make you feel at ease, that you may rest and be blessed by visiting us. But a guest is invited. They're only let in because we're happy to receive them as a guest. To stay, you have to switch to keeping the rules. Being a guest allows you to know what these rules are, perhaps. It's not expected of a guest to keep the rules. Membership is like that, isn't it? To be a member means you assent to the rules. You are happy to live the way the house lives. Whereas to be a guest, the public meeting, if you like, accepts all graciously, puts up with behaviour that would not be acceptable in the long run. Because you're a guest. And we enjoy having guests. We want to bless. But guests are not residents and not members, unless they long to keep the rules. Then we make them a member. They do keep the rules. The rules are not arduous. In fact, the rules are principles, not rules. They're not commandments, they're principles. And if you have these principles, you're already part of the family. And your presence here is loved at any time you choose to come. Because this is your home. You have the values we have. You are always welcome. But guests are not always welcome. Sometimes they invite themselves. Sometimes we invite them. We treat all guests as an opportunity to bless those that are not yet part of the family or don't recognise they're part of the family. Of course, we may find a guest is part of the family, has the same values. Oh, that's just wonderful. We may invite certain people because we're pretty sure they have similar values. We invite others because they don't have. And perhaps they need a bit of contact with these values, that they may be on the menu, so to speak, that they have the opportunity to experience such values. So we might say, oh, well, we don't actually do that here. No. Oh, that's okay. You're a guest. not required to keep our values. Members are. You're most welcome to be a member anytime you wish, by the way. Now you may invite yourself too often. The household may find this an imposition. Well, then they let you know, don't they? They start to keep you away. That doesn't mean to say you're not most welcome, should you embrace the same values as the household. Thank you, Heavenly Father.
Well, you can find that you're in a situation where you're keeping the principles and other people are not. So you start to distance yourself from that company unless, in a sense, you feel you're getting somewhere and that they are coming round to something nearer your principles, something in more harmony with that. You could, for instance, after death go to heaven and be a guest. In other words, you're there as a blessing to you, but you're not really ready for it yet. So you can imagine coming back to another life, like on earth, or somewhere in the universe of the transitory. That heaven itself, in Father's house are many mansions. There are transitory places and permanent places and places different to others. So as well to not think of it in terms of rules, house rules, but principles. There is, if you like, a gracious flexibility. You can be very genuinely keeping the principles with certain exceptions for a variety of reasons that are acceptable. You need to know when to break the rules, so to speak, when to let one principle override another and so forth. So we say the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. Thank you, Heavenly Father.